Hello guys, welcome back to another Pleeps and Ross subclass build. And
Uh,
this one's gonna be
Tonight
special.
we are
Uh,
building the pickpocket rogue.
Inspired by one of our personal favorite games on tabletop sims, Final
I'm gonna be
Encounter.
honest. The inspiration is so loose that I didn't think it was even worth mentioning.
Well, I still want to shout out the game.
All right, I mean the game is great.
Yeah, the game is
Anyways,
great. Uh,
I'm gonna be honest. It has very little to do with it.
so, uh,
um, the idea of this rogue, and we already have which is a weird situation. Uh, this is gonna. So we want to avoid crossing over too hard with thief,
correct.
but the idea of this rogue is it's a rogue that specializes in taking things from people actively. Which let's take a look at what thief is
So,
quickly.
real quick, as we get started, I do want to bring up the levels that we get our subclass features. So, of course, we get level 3, which I think, as a rogue, personally, I don't know how you feel, Pleeps,
Mm-hmm.
this needs to be the most influential part of our kit.
I mean, your starting thing should always be the big one.
Right, but I think
Uh,
specifically for rogue, it takes him a
okay.
while from the next subclass ability isn't until ninth level. So
Okay.
they're stuck with whatever level 3 is for the entire
All right.
game.
So the levels are 3,
3, then 9,
9,
13,
13,
and then 17.
17. Okay.
So like
Alright.
that early gap is pretty far. So like that.
Um. All right. So let's start with the simple stuff. Okay. So we are a rogue who specializes in pickpocket. That is to say, taking things from people who are actively in front of us. So I will say
Correct.
first off, advantage on sleight of hand checks to take take object from people.
Uh.
I'll even go their usual formatting advantage on it. It's like uh dexterity, not that dexterity, sleight of hand checks to take objects from people.
I think another one we could
This
just.
is not the core feature, but this is I think is something we get.
Well, I was gonna say if we're gonna, because I feel like this is that's gonna be an ability that's like a secondary. Like some subclasses have like multiple different abilities come at certain levels.
Yes,
Like
yes, yes.
this I think is a two-parter, and I think a bonus we could also add to this, unless rogues don't get the option to bonus action attempt to steal stuff from someone, right? That's not a general
No,
rogue thing.
no. I was also thinking yes, adding
Like have that be a part of that
as
same ability.
part of your cunning action, you may attempt to take an object on someone's person or look at what a humanoid or no, look at what a creature has hidden by magical means on themselves. Ugh. Like again, as always, I am going to fix up the wording.
Right. Okay.
Ah,
Um,
so this is pretty simple, pretty
yeah,
self-explanatory.
pretty simple. Like, and uh, I'm trying to think of what else we could apply to this. Ooh. Okay. Pleeps, how do you feel about another ability of if you steal an object from a creature, whether as the bonus action that you use to
Or as an action.
or as an action, whatever you could use whatever that you stole from that creature immediately. So like if it's a weapon attack. Maybe if it's a
Uh,
scroll, you could cast it.
mm,
Maybe.
mm,
I don't
The
know if that should be
issue
level 3. I don't know if
that
that should be level 3.
yeah, the issue with that feature, I think maybe the part of something. Issue with this feature as like the selling point. But remember, this we're looking for the selling point of the subclass.
Right.
Issue with this feature as the subclass's selling point is how often is it going to come up, do you think, that there's going to be an item you get that you want to use immediately?
That's true. That's true.
And again, and you use the example of weapons. Fun fact, a rogue takes the non-magical great sword from a barbarian. Great, you're not getting any of your usual bonuses from that. A rogue takes a non-magical dagger or whatever. Very rarely is a weapon going to be useful beyond, what a rogue already gets. And,
That's
it's not that
true.
hard to get two-weapon fighting going.
Uh,
So I think we need a selling point. We need a selling again. I think okay. So our selling point needs to accomplish two things, in my opinion. Number one,
okay.
fit with the spirit of the pickpocket.
Yep.
Number two, be useful in almost any situation. So whether the creature that the rogue is fighting is humanoid or not.
Uh, hmm.
And maybe it's out of combat ability, in which case, fair enough, but
It could be.
that's
This. Oh, what?
I figured out.
Okay.
Oh no, no. Complicated. Okay. Here's a fun little idea. Reverse pickpocket.
Oh, so you like. It looks.
You can.
You could.
I'm kind of taking inspiration from Skyrim for this.
Is it that you, instead of taking away something, you put something in its place, like a bomb or something, in someone's pocket?
Like some kind of poison, probably. Yes.
Ooh.
Something that will cause harmful effect. And I would say maybe we're gonna need a table.
Yeah, a table would be good.
Okay. So here what we'll do. For now, I'll write what the feature is gonna be. I'll it's here. Boop. As a, I'm gonna say bonus action. Yeah. On your, if that's like 2/2, it's whatever. Turn. You can place a poison from the poison table below. I might have to refresh the names.
Right.
Which is done by having an opposed sleight of hand to the target's. Do we go opposed check or just use their passive perception?
Let's go for a pose check.
To the
Or
perception check. That's fine, I think. It makes it a ballsy, risky move, but still cool.
Yeah.
And then let's include. Okay, so let's say. Okay. Obviously, because this is the main feature, at certain levels we get more, right?
Right.
So my thinking is, you pick her to selection at level 3, and then maybe what levels? What levels do we get to pick more? You start knowing 2 of the below poisons. Again, rewording all of this. I'm probably gonna just reword all of this.
Right.
You start knowing 2 of the below poison. You start knowing 2 of the below poison. And learn more at levels. What levels do these typically follow? What levels do stuff like this typically go? Do we have an example of a rogue that has a table like that? I don't think we do.
The closest thing I can think of would be spell slots from Arcane Trickster,
That's
which
not even close to the same.
right, I know. Like I mean, that's what I'm saying.
So let's take a look at it. Who has it? What subclass actually? Ooh, Spirit
Phantom?
Guard.
Oh,
Does Phantom Rogue get like? I don't think Phantom Rogue has something similar to that. I don't think so.
well, they have
I mean,
the
Rogue,
tokens, but
but you don't learn new ones.
yeah, no.
Also, it's level 9 feature. It's not what we're looking for. Yeah, I think let's look at when the Spirit Bar learns. Spirit Bar.
Also,
Bar.
here's what I
I
was
will say,
thinking.
by the way, I'm thinking of retooling. If this subclass goes the way I think, maybe we call it the no, maybe pickpocket. I don't know. We'll keep the pickpocket. We'll see.
Right. I will say I am sort of getting the vibes of I would actually rather have this be more of a
hmm?
wild magic esque type of thing, where it's like instead of you picking, it's a random table.
I don't like that. Not for this. Not the flavor don't fit.
I mean, you put like a point. Yeah, yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
You're not putting random poisons and it. Let's be real. This ability is already risky to use, and it's supposed to be the selling point of the class. If I had to RNG to get anything good,
Also, I will say, I also honestly thinking about the poison thing now. Is this rogue just gonna be able to like make these poisons? Because how
uh,
often are they gonna even have poison on them to even use this
it's
ability?
part of the feature. I was gonna write down. It's probably gonna be proficiency bonus per long rest.
Okay.
Yes, they can use this ability proficiency bonus, but I'll write that down now. I wanted to like figure out when we're doing the tables. Uh, you can use your poisons proficiency bonus times per long rest and learn more at levels. Okay, so no, they don't really have a table. Who has a table where it's like you start knowing X? Oh, Battle Master.
There you
That's what
go.
I'm thinking of. I was like thinking, nope, no, Fighter Mage. I want a Fighter 5e.
Fighter mage.
Oh, hey, Battle Master was right on there. That's me. Okay. You learn 3 maneuvers of your choice. 7th, 10th, and 15th.
I think those are just when they get subclass
So
features.
in that case,
So
yeah, just when we put it when the subclass features. That's fine.
okay.
You learn more. You learn 2 more each. 2 more each at levels 9, 13, and 17. There we go. Now, poison. Oh, wait, we have to pick a DC. Or wait, or is the check what's going to cause it? I think we already have a thing. You know what?
Well, I was gonna say we have to base on so it's 8 plus proficiency plus.
Russ, maybe we don't do a DC. We already have a thing. We already have a check to determine whether this succeeds or fails.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, I think if you can beat... They're making an active perception check, meaning there's basically always a chance, unless they're really... No, even so. Even if you have the most... Oh, wait, nope, I'm wrong. Nope.
Also, I just
I
realized
just realized. I just realized this thing.
what?
This gets super OP at level 11. So maybe we do have a DC.
Yeah, we do the DC on the poisons, but also I will say this, and something I just thought of we could add to having advantage on like for the or for them making a perception check. I mean, if you're not seen,
Uh,
we could say that they have disadvantage on the perception check.
you know what? That's actually really good. Which they have disadvantage on. Which, uh, which they have disadvantage on. Which they have disadvantage on if you are hidden. There we go.
From the.
No, fixed.
uh.
All right, so now we need to come up with a poison because we're literally building the subclass around this. But again, we should have actual 9, 13, and 17.
So.
We should put the DC, shouldn't we?
Oh yeah.
DC
What?
is
So a lot of subclasses for Rogue primarily have their DC based off of their intelligence modifier.
I think intelligence makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
It's proficiency plus intelligence, right?
Proficiency +8 plus intelligence.
+8 plus intelligence.
I believe. Let me just double check. Let me double check Arcane Tricks.
Modif-
I believe that's right, but let me double check. Yes, that is right.
I thought so. Okay. All right. So now, okay, how many of these? Okay, so at the very least, there needs to be 2, 4, 6, 8. But
Well,
if there are only 8, that means there are no choices. At the end of the day, if you're going full into the subclass, you're gonna get all of them.
I mean, sometimes they do that. It just depends on which ones you want to choose at the very end.
Yeah, I mean, we're making a homebrew subclass, so I guess let's go simple. Let's just do 8.
Right.
So,
is there a way to see what different kinds of poisons there are on at least this website?
This isn't a D&D. We're not going to go based on D&D mechanic.
Okay.
We're going to go by what a detrimental effect we. So remember, the goal of this is debuffing. How many dots do I have at the point? 4, 5, 6. 2 more.
I wish I could do dark mode.
There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. We're good. Okay.
Okay.
So the first one is just going to be damage.
Yeah, and
so it's a damage poison, and it'll do. Should we just go cantrip damage?
I was gonna do a little bit of a whatchamacallit. I was gonna do a little bit of a phantom rogue where it'd be half of your sneak attack rounded or sneak attack dice rounded or I can words. Basically it would be your sneak attack die except in half.
So half your sneak attack.
Yeah, half your sneak attack die rounded up. So the damage will be pretty nice scaling.
I guess that works instead of going by. I guess that's right in saying cancel. So I'll draw that. Half your sneak attack die rounded up dealt in poison damage. For this one, I will say no save.
Okay.
The reason I say no save is because this one's never going to be the big money lender here.
Right, no. And another one, I don't know if we're trying to go like the early ones being not as strong and then later on.
I mean, you choose. You're choosing.
Oh, that's true.
You're
That's
choosing.
true. This next one, I think it's very simple, very, very self-explanatory.
Okay.
Sleep poison. They make a save, probably.
Sleep poison.
I think in Baldur's Gate, it's called under like drow poison or something like that.
I'm gonna stop again. Stop trying to. We're not creating something that already exists.
Right, I know.
I'm gonna say con save.
Yeah.
Con save against. By the way, this is gonna be held right on D&D Beyond.
Oh yeah, no, it's
con save against your. Yeah, I'm gonna say because I already wrote what the saves are.
I was gonna say against your DC.
Yeah, which we know. Con save against your DC. On failure, the target. Ooh, this is like really good non-combat. I'm gonna say the target is rendered unconscious for 1 minute. The target has the target has advantage on the save if you are currently combat with them.
Uh,
They can the target. This is a non-combat ability. Wake up if they take any damage.
well, I was
So
gonna
the
say,
most this is going to get you is like 1 attack.
well, yeah, for non-combat, I don't know if we should have them have advantage on the save, especially if it's con. If we were gonna do that, I would apply that to a poison that would
You know
cause the
what?
enemy to be charmed.
You know what? You know what? That's a good point. I think I was thinking earlier because they wake up and they take damage. I'll just do third combat with them. You probably aren't going to use it, right?
Right. I would agree with that for the charm one, or at least every time they take damage, they gain a save and they have advantage on the save.
So we're thinking. So you think there should be a charm one then?
Yeah, I feel like a charm one
Friend
could be fun.
friendship poison. Targets make
I'm sure
a
there's better names you could put for these, but
Yeah,
we're-
later.
yeah,
Later. Target makes a wisdom save. Which against your DC, which I don't really need to write, but your DC on a failure becomes charmed by you for 1 minute. I think these all last a minute. This is basically like,
Yeah.
if you use it in combat, it's like, oh no. Charmed. No, you know what I'm gonna say? Charmed by a creature you designate. Which makes it a little different and I think a bit more useful for this build.
Okay.
So basically what you can do is, let's say your party face is sitting there, your bard sitting there, you have slipped off, slip the poison in them, vanish. They never know you're there. Suddenly your bard. Really charming. So I like this. I like this.
I mean,
okay, so
another one. Well, actually, we need to write down if they take damage, they can make the save again.
before we do that, the target has advantage on the save if they are fighting designated creature. And if they take damage, they may repeat the save.
Now, this next one I think could be. Why not do the inverse? Why not have it to where the poison?
A poison of hatred.
No,
Oh,
I was more thinking one that would cause the creature to be frightened. Like they see like they're hallucinating basically, and they're scared
poison
of the
of
illusion.
fear.
Poison of fear,
Poison
basically, yeah.
of fear. So it's the same idea. I'll say target makes an intelligence or a charisma save. What is a dragon's fear save? I don't wonder.
Wisdom.
You know what? Fine, it's another wisdom save. Target makes a wisdom save.
You know, you try to think of there being a lot of different saves for stuff. Nah, a lot of it's wisdom.
Target makes a wisdom save against your DC. Against your DC. Target makes a wisdom save against your DC. Target makes a wisdom save against DC. On a failure, they are frightened by a creature you designate. The target may remake the save at the end of turn. All right. So there's our fear, poison of fear.
Okay.
Okay. So
I
what
mean,
is Nick?
we could always just do one that could paralyze people.
I've
I mean,
my issue is that we're giving these at level 3.
that's true. But you gotta keep in mind as well. At
When do monks get stunning strike?
level 5, however, you gotta also keep in mind, one, we'd have
We
to.
have a
Well,
limited use. We have more limited use.
yeah, we have more
Do we?
limited use, and uh, I mean, they're both con saves, but the monk has a lot more chances to do it.
There's also like 2 checks. You know what? Fair enough. Poison of paralysis. A target make a con save. Your DC, which apparently I'm writing every time.
Yeah.
Your DC. By the way, did I write that everything lasted a minute? The frightened on a player
Uh,
become charmed by
you didn't
1
write it.
minute
You
on the
didn't
phone
write
on
that one for a
frightened
minute.
by a creature you designate for 1 minute.
If we're gonna have all of them be a minute, like we could just make a general thing.
Issue? This one.
Oh, you're right. Good point. Good point.
So target makes a con save against your DC. On a failure, I will say failure, they are paralyzed. You know what? Hold person. What level do you get that at?
You get that at level 3.
Yeah, in that case, for 1 minute, they're paralyzed for 1 minute. They may repeat the save at the end of their turn. Boom. All right.
How many more dots we have? 3.
Three more.
Okay. So if one for paralyze.
It's another line,
Oh yeah, blinding.
which does a lot for you.
It does.
Poison of blindness. I think I'm gonna save it. I think I'm gonna keep the names as generic as they are, because that allows you to say whatever you want for the character, right?
Okay.
All right.
Flavor is free after all.
Target makes a dead. No, that doesn't make sense because that doesn't make sense. Reject them. We're gonna say con save again, aren't we?
Yeah.
Target makes a con save. Con save against your DC. Your DC on a failure, they are blinded for 1 minute. Targets may attempt a save again at the end of every turn.
We could do another damage one, but it's a damage over time instead of per turn. Maybe.
Issue. One thing I'm trying to avoid is making any of these significantly better than any other.
Right.
And there is no way I can see damage not being that one way or the other. So I think there is one damage poison. I honestly, I've been thinking like a slow effect.
Oh yeah, yeah. Ooh. Okay. Maybe.
Poison of slow. Well, you have an idea,
Well,
Rock? Before I write this down.
I was gonna say poison of I don't know what the word of it is. Sluggishness maybe, where weapon attack damage is decreased, but also a little bit of movement.
I think those are two separate things.
Well, it's
I
like you're
think
sluggishly attacking and moving. That's what I'm thinking.
I think we do poison a slow. A target makes a strength. Target a different save for one. Against your DC on a failure, they are under the effects. Easy writing, honestly, of the slow.
Oh, you're going all the way the slow spell. Oh,
Yes.
okay. I thought you were gonna go for the movement speed is just decreased.
Yeah, no. This is like everything.
Okay, that makes more.
They may make save. I mean, slow already says this, but I'm just gonna put it for redundancy.
Yeah.
End of every turn. And honestly, poison of weakness. Poison of weaknesses. Weakness. Uh, target must make a dexterity save. Finally, we reached dexterity save on this. A dexterity save against your DC on a failure. Subtract 1d6 level 3 and up. Or maybe we start at D4, maybe. No, let's start at D6. Make Kiri angry. 1d6 at level 3 and up. Bloop.
Like he just called out Kiri. Let's make Kiri
1d8
angry.
at level at level 9 and up. You'll see why Kiri will get angry.
Oh, it'll go up to D12. I know what your plan is.
1d10 at level 13 and up. Level 13 and up. And yes, 1d12. Level 17 and up. From any weapon attacks, the creature makes for the next minute. They may repeat the save at the end of their next turn. I think, honestly, Ross, I think we're gonna shift the name.
Okay.
I think Pickpocket Rogue does not make sense because we're building everything on poison. So let's call them the Poisoner.
Okay. And now that brings up another question then.
9, 13, and 17, I assume.
Well, no. As a general thing for the table, should we have it to where if the poison effect lasts for a minute, the are under the effect of the poisoned condition? You know, as like the poisoner.
Ross. That. Ah. Thank you for helping me figure out the level 9 ability. In addition to the usual effects, those affected by your poisons become how do I word this? Have the poison condition for an hour. If they poison condition, and if they never lose, if they never save for the entire minute, the condition lasts 24 hours. How's that?
So, okay, so basically, if they don't, so you poison someone, and then if they don't succeed on the poison within the minute from all the other abilities, so do we want to apply it to the damage one? Although there's
No,
no save for that.
I will say it does not apply to the damage.
Right. Uh, so if they,
This does not apply to the poison. Again, I imagine poison of damage is gonna be the one that no one would ever.
uh, okay.
Is there? Is this
Uh,
like? You think this is strong? Is strong enough for level 9 feature on its own, or no?
well, do you know what I will add to it?
What?
The poison condition from this feature cannot be resisted. I was about to say
You
it
mean you cannot?
could not be
You can.
immune, but I'm not sure about that.
I mean, unfortunately, when it comes to conditions, there is either immune or affected. There is no.
Well, creatures have advantage on poison saves or poison
Uh,
condition saves.
that's not the same as resistance. So what you're
Or
saying is ignores advantage. Uh, well, this
right, unless we want to
save.
say immunity. I
I
don't know
mean,
how many
here's
creatures
the
are
thing.
immune to poison condition.
Technically, I will say, it is built in. I guess except with poison. Oh, does it? I think because it's poison. Yes. 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 I'm gonna say. Oh, let me look at dwarf for a second, because dwarf is the example that they have. 5e. I want the 2014 dwarf here. You have, where is it? Am I wrong? I thought they had resistance to poison.
They do.
Oh, there we go.
It's
You
literally
have
just
advantage on even those against poison, and you have resistance against. Yes, because of the wording, people who have this feature would be advantaged. You want to say that? Um, in addition, your poisons now ignore advantage.
and you know what? Do we just want to say resistance as well, since we have one that does damage?
And no, we're not gonna say that.
No.
Yeah, we're not gonna. No,
Okay. Fair enough.
that's. If this is a different. So this is our level 9 feature. We're happy with this.
Uh.
See, my one worry is we are paying basically everything this subclass is to a resource.
Well, this would be
Which
a
I will
part.
say.
Oh.
What if you now get your poisons back on a short rest?
I was about to say the exact same thing.
That makes, since we're relying on those resources, everything in this subclass is built around doing this. Let's make sure that at this point they can do it whenever they want.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. Uh, with that in mind,
Right.
what we could do as well. I notice a lot of subclasses like to do this. Maybe at some point, I don't know if we want to have it be at this level or not. If you are out of this resource and you start combat, you can get one once per long rest.
My planning, I don't like that feature, but my planning was
Okay.
17th level. Part of the capstone, not the whole capstone, would be you have unlimited use.
I mean, I had a weird idea for a capstone, but
We're not there
yeah,
yet.
we're not. That's what I was gonna say. We're not there yet.
Let's get a 13th level ability.
Level 13. So, uh, okay. I mean, something we could do is you've mastered poisons enough to where you yourself become resistant or immune to poison and the poison condition. Not as the whole feature, but
As a bonus, you gain resistance to poison damage, and if you are already resistant, you become immune.
ooh, I've never seen that in D&D. That's always fun.
No, it comes up a few times. Uh, I know that certain the dragon masks use it. I know that much from Tyranny.
Ah, okay.
Anyways, but that's not the whole
Right.
feature.
I don't think that's not enough for the whole feature. It's really nice, but not enough for the whole feature. Ooh.
If wait, what do you got?
Okay. What if when you plant this poison into a creature, you can choose to either allow you can choose to wait until the end of your turn to have the poison explode and hit multiple creatures around that original target with that same poison.
So you can do AO.
Small
Aha!
AoE. I'm not saying anything like fireball, but
No, Ross.
oh,
You're thinking too small. Fireball is exactly what we want.
okay, okay.
This will be a once per long rest feature, but once per long rest, once per long rest, you can use throw one of your poison, causing it to explode. Uh, choose an area within 60 feet
Um,
of you. We'll do the. It's 20 feet for the radius for the fireball,
yeah,
right?
20 feet is the radius.
Then we'll do that.
Okay, that wasn't originally what my idea was,
I know it
but
wasn't,
right.
but I think this is better. Choose an area within 60 feet of you. Uh, and then to every creature with a 20 within a 20 feet radius must make must uh, are treated as if they have been given your poison. Given one of your known poisons of your choice.
Also, please,
Boom.
I'm thinking about this now.
Hmm?
How do you feel about tying this to just being your proficiency? Amount of times you could use it, but this one specifically is just for long rest.
So more uses out of it.
Yeah, just a few more usages out of it.
Uh,
I was also gonna say maybe make it to where you can choose which creatures are
you know what?
affected, but it's like,
We're
I'm not
13th
sure.
level. We're 13th level. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Right. I
Proficiency. I can remember proficiency bonus times per long rest. All right. And there. That's also so now. We
17th.
already said. Yeah, the one thing I said. You now have unlimited poison. Also, you know all the poison too, so
Right.
you're kind of awesome given asthma.
Here's something we could do as well. Now this could be
Oh,
very.
I just realized.
Oh.
We're gonna say this is an action, right?
Oh
I
yes,
forgot to
absolutely,
say.
absolutely an action for that.
Forgot to qualify with what's an action.
Oh God.
There we go. As an action. There we
That
go.
and now, I think for 17th level, what did we call the overall poison? We never labeled any of these as particular ability
We
names.
haven't given them names yet. That is
Right.
something I will do when I get ready to. We'll put this on D&D Beyond, just
Right.
like last time.
So, what I'm thinking now, hear me out on this.
Yep.
This rogue, or the rogue, can now, of all the poison options they do, whether that be the area effect or from the level 3 feature, they can choose to do two poisons at the same time.
Um. Cat. Oh, I'll put it as
As a
part of it.
This is a capstone.
Yeah.
So like I'm
I
thinking,
don't think it's strong enough for Capstone, but I do like it, so I will put it as part of it. Uh, or maybe it is a good cat. You can now use two different poisons in one bonus action.
so like that would be applying for when you're doing it single target, but I'm also thinking
Hmm?
expand the well, expand the 13th level feature with doing two poisons with that. A group
Or
subtract a d6
two
and either paralyze or slow.
poisons
That could be fun.
when using the insert name of third level feature that lets you poison in an area of effect. With that, we have a subclass.
I think I really like that capstone. I think the capstone's really fun. You could combine.
I
We
feel
have
like
access to all the poisons, and
it's true.
it's a good way to combine. Like
I'm going to
you could
try
do interesting combos.
I'm gonna try something to see if I can save myself some work, but that's not part of the video. The video's done. We did it. We made a subclass. Link
Yeah.
is in the description to download it
Yep.
or to
Whatever.
play it yourself.
Yep. Give us some feedback whether you think this is too strong, a little underpowered. Maybe some advice, because again, Pleeps has made a little bit of homebrew stuff before. I've made a couple in the past, but nothing crazy. So I mean, hey, if there's other perspectives on this, and hey, I just realized we actually made a subclass that's fully built around poisons that I would say is at least decent. Looks at the Sorrows Warlock.
I did.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and as always, stay tuned for more. Bye bye.